So I wanted to redo the intro for this video. Now that I have some forethought and this is like my first time doing it, I want to redo it. It kind of didn't turn out that great, didn't really explain anything all that well. The main reason why I had to wait to get a lot of this done was the lower control arm mounts. The factory style, or using the factory style with the 1/4 inch plate that's provided from whatever kit you use. Mine was from Team 321. It's kind of a crude way of installing it. You kind of just cut out the frame, throw in that 1/4 inch plate and triangulate it on both sides and gusset it in. I didn't want to do it that way, and the only company that makes lower control arm mounts that fit this truck are Autoworks. Now, I got with Kyle before I put the order in and discussed fitment, stuff like that. There is a little bit of notching you have to do for this. Far less notching than, I don't know if I said it like that, far less notching than the other way of doing it. And it's way easier to notch in and way more structurally sound, and you still get to use your factory adjustment. That's the big excuse for using the factory lower control arm mount, other than you already have them and it's not another expense you have to make and time you have to wait. They are custom build to order and ship, whatever. They got this kit out to me in half the time that their website says, so I really appreciate them for doing that and discussing fitment with me and stuff like that. You're going to see a lot of the footage of that being covered. They're really easy to install. The only reason why I struggled, which you'll see in the end, is I'm using just M12 drills and old drill bits, but you're going to see me install the lower control arm mounts, cutting that stuff out and whatnot. A lot of it's going to be time-lapsed. I lagged the weekend prior, so in today's footage you're going to see just a bunch of time lapses because I was not trying to waste another weekend. So yeah, enjoy the footage. she's officially off the jack stands on her own weight. Gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. I did pressure washing her, so that's why it's about to be wet. But yeah, that's what she looks like. She sits pretty low, as is. A lot of the time lapses were me drilling out holes and getting the control arm brackets mounted up. Fairly easy. I just am using an M12 drill and some old drill bits, so it kind of sucked, but with the proper toolage that should be a breeze. And then I don't know if I've showed it yet, but I'll just show it again. It's just triangulated down there where the cuts were made, and then I just ran plate across for the bottom bolts and just cut them out so that it still has the adjustment. But yeah, other than that, I just bolted everything up off camera, super simple. I gotta say, I'm really excited for it to be on the Crown Vic suspension now. I mean, just bolting this stuff up, half the bolts are 19s, 21s, and I think 24s. It's super simple to work on, super easy. You don't have to even compress the strut to get it bolted up. Yeah, I don't have the brakes on right now. That's one of the things I gotta figure out next. I wanna try and run the factory slave cylinder or master cylinder, whatever it's called, for the Crown Vic on there and see if that'll fit, because the one person I talked to, he's having brake issues. He used the factory F150 one, and I think he's using a Willwood one. That's a mouthful. Willwood one right now, and he's getting some brake issues. So I want to see if this bolt spacing is the same for the Crown Vic one and run it like that. That way it'll make the right pressure for these calipers. If that's an issue, I don't know. And then use my factory metering valve so that I get the proper, split between the drum brakes and the disc brakes. Another thing is the steering shaft as well. You kind of have to adapt these because this is like a triangle shape, and then the Ford one, the F-150 one's like a D-shaped or something like that. The ways I've seen it is people use just solid shafts and kind of adapt it. I don't know how much I like that. Just like the lower controller mounts, I might do something different, make it look a little bit better, function a little bit better. I don't know, we'll see. Another thing is power steering lines. Now you might, screw it, just run manual steering. I just did all this to improve steering, brakes, suspension, handling, all that fun stuff. I'd rather just put power steering back on it. I'm gonna try and run my factory power steering pump. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna run AN lines because a lot of companies sell AN adapters that clamp into here. They have the same end that this hard line does, and it clamps in and then it turns it into an AN line. So I'm hoping to AN line it up to the power steering pump on the pressure side and just get that fitting. And then just same thing, AN line to the return and just hose clamp it, and it should hold because it's just the return. But yeah, that's how it looks right now. It sits pretty low as it is right now. I am excited to drive it on the struts, to be honest. See how that handles before it goes over to the bags. This truck's already on bags, so all I have to do is get the bag mounts, and then I'm gonna get new bags just so I can keep my old ones as spares, because if you've watched my original videos, those were kind of chafed because of the way it was resting before. But yeah, so far so good. I put the fender on, center line's good. This kit, you line up all the holes and stuff, and you don't have to worry about center line too much. But yeah, I gotta do the motor mount perches. Drill the hole in there, not drill the hole, but cut out the hole in there. Put the motor mount perches, and then kind of like truss it or triangulate it down to those factory holes for the Crown Vic motor mounts. But yeah, big step, I guess, getting it down. It's nice to have it underneath the shop lights too. But yeah, that's probably gonna be it for this video. I gotta do a lot of research, not only for that master or slave cylinder, I forget what they're called. Also, I would like to paint my calipers. I don't know what. I feel like red's gonna be cheesy, especially on factory calipers, so I might do like a gray or an aluminum. They're like a dark, like cast color. So yeah, we'll see. Also, I've mentioned in the Bronco breakdown that I have a 2nd gen Explorer. That transmission is shot. That transmission's slipping. So I got to rebuild that transmission, but not that that thing really matters, but it's the same transmission that's in this. So should I build this one? Should I experiment and throw stock stuff in that one? And if it turns out well, build this one. I don't know. Engine stock, but who knows in the future. It'd be nice to build this transmission while it's just sitting there. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching.